How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual end. Welcome to Biomutant. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick your main color. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Commando. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Deadeye. Commando. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Deadeye. Sentinel. Saboteur. Psy-Freak. Deadeye. Commando. Saboteur. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Psy-Freak. Psy-Freak chosen. Pick a commando. Commando chosen. Pick a saboteur chosen. Pick a class. Sentinel. Saboteur. Psy-Freak. Commando. Deadeye. Commando. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Psy-Freak. Commando. Choose your pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick your main color. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your fur. Choose a genetic define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose a define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a Psy-Freak. Commando, Psy-Freak, Saboteur. Commando. Psy-Freak, Saboteur, Sentinel, Deadeye, Psy-Freak, Saboteur, Commando, Deadeye, Sentinel, Saboteur, Sentinel, Saboteur, Deadeye, Commander, Psy-Freak, Commander, Deadeye, Psy-Freak. Psy-Freak, good choice. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice, a reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the dark side of you, your inner voice to be precise, an echo of the balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
So glad you realize who you really are. Let's keep to the bright and better path moving on.
You can't contradict yourself like that. You made the right choice to begin with. Why would you change your mind?
Because you can't deny what's deep within your heart. Sometimes a thought is just a thought. In the end, it's the way you act that counts.
But remember, this is just the beginning of the end. Eventually, it'll be my way or the highway.
Guess left can be right, sometimes. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the Tree of Life started to die. Shouldn't take much more. The oil sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Dead on. Small things for your big ideas. Right between the eyes. $1.21 gigawatts. Even more facts in that big brain. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Your key energy isn't up for that. You dented that one good. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Quite a shock to the system. Let's try that again. Quite a shock to... Let's try that again. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Who can stand against that? ready. 50% done. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. The scrap keeps piling up. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem... There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a purpose with that. The question is, what? There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight. After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, had it not been for... Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. Sounds like he thinks she does, despite your heart growing dark. There's nothing as powerful as a Muma's love. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The nono. You've found one. The nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of... You'll need a net to catch the nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. You handle that net. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of nono out there. But... Now that you... From one day, the land won't be as... He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes... That's not true. She's the reason there's still unity, and the only... He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part... He says he remembers every single day he devoted. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it was... Records... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out, the road ahead won't be. He wants you. He claims names have power, so he. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the Tribe War and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard. He worries there won't be much left to save if this. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions.
That's a spark of light in you!
That's right. Smack that spark out before it starts.
You don't have to be so harsh. It's such a little spark.
Take it out now while it's small.
There's always another spark.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important.
Shintuata moti huakuzata get oloi bobo paweg. Balu putulu mopu far kubi. Auketo tul atu iamangau.
Regardless, the Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe Sifus, Jagni especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. In Jagni's case, letting the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life is part of their plan. They believe a cleansing is the only... He'll be waiting for you beneath the tree. Regardless, you'll meet a... Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's a bridge. Just get over it. Good. You've got nothing left. They've destroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war or part of the problem. Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Points out that the Sifu has a tight schedule.
Zata is the muito tloho. Kariesne stace. Paro, ya put.
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew. He welcomes you to the Jagni fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 preceded you. It's... He sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense... Your Muma invented Wung Fu. Originally, it was based on unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain.
Perfetta, totloho, mali muzamit.
Jagni doesn't want a new unity between the tribes. Their goal is to become... Says fear and hatred is the only path to domination. But you already know that. So embracing that side of you and helping them vanquish the tribes and letting the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life should be an easy decision. He didn't expect that of you. You were born bad so you could do good in this world. That weak mind of you. He'll give you a chance to change your mind before you leave, and then so be it. He wants you to know that they'll show no mercy at the end of this war, and offers you a last chance to come back and... And with that, he urges you to seek protection at Myriad Stone Fort before word gets out that you've chosen not to side with them. He disagrees, and the day you meet again, you'll understand why. It's time. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurled. You're hurt bad. Smirked! Pang pang! Your key energy is too low. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurled. Your key is gone. You feel like you've figured it out. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. Cautions you that the Sifu may be a little impatient today, as bad news has just...
Sibi? La panen agin kan man. Gerat na fal hut mustugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news... He's convinced... The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war. They might bring them. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Even though you don't share their values, they hope you'll lead with mercy. Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again. They passed the point of no return as their words. Seeing you, Myriad wants unity between the tribes. He remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can... Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. Passing... Your reserves are tapped. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade. And sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always... He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your... He understands Wung Fu is hard. That's why your Muma only has 6 disciples. Doing just one thing helps you get more done in less time. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. He says that wasn't too bad, was it? At least you learned that you'll drown if you don't swim. But you need practice. Lots of practice. Great things usually happen. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. You can never try. Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Andro?
You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time. The dedication to training is important. You can't rely solely on the fact that Wang Fu is in your blood. You should know, practice makes perfect. As long as it doesn't kill you, it'll only make you stronger. She'll see you at the village square. She says that's good, with a passion for... Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. His only interest when creating is that what he comes up with is actually useful. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He's happy to hear that from someone that's a part of the coming generation. You owe it to yourself to protect the environment. He wonders what usefulness you found. He says every little thing counts. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. You did well, but he can't help but wonder. He thinks mastering the 6 weapon styles of Wang Fu is... It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away. Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to prevent hardship on nature and the environment. It's your future. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone. That's all.
Ingavaldo, Katja Toppolutta.
You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs you.
Orasa Durut. Ingavaldo, Kentsib.
Then they look determined. Better watch out.
Nakisisana basurangu inindigori. Mawa, letele, oh,
That makes him
uyiga,
There's no way.
popolo maniana,
He wants to know who you think you are.
popolo maniana.
You'll have to face pain at some point. He offers.
Apli Tonumuta.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened?
Minalagi Mamuru. Kialdo mal. Minalagi Mamuru. Narolute.
It's time to focus on your training now.
Dropalo puri kumbala muma.
Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling. Training with Muma will... He asks if you could help him, too, before you leave for training. He'll talk to her, sure, but you know she wants you to accept responsibility. He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics. He's curious to see what you... He says it's a... The style might be too edgy for his... You should take it with... He's looking... Your Muma says it's about time you got here.
Gendrana mala.
Hopes you're as ready as...
Kalino.
She says she is eager to get started.
Kanamunt ansonbara.
But there's an...
Andoro.
Wants you to prove...
Anoraka papum.
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you.
Bolakudo.
Thanks you.
Kanyala no toro. Antoro.
Been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo.
Bolakudo. Kala.
You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it.
Dere.
Says... Catchy.
Kanyala no toro.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus.
Kialdo male. Inadabsunka. Kudutuku.
A piece.
Ansonbara.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see.
Inadabs. Mustiki muhka.
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder.
Minalagi mamuru.
Rest, and you'll find strength for... Nothing could stop Luca Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Kensi. Kamonu.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Sadudu.
Your Muma says this is it. The
Volakamu brutna. Kamonu. Volakamu brutna. Ala. Kanyala no toro.
She tells...
Sanna jote. Kanamunt.
She loves how brave you are. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose. You gave them no choice but to take it down, even though they'd planned to take the Fluff Hulk out to the far Fnacky Leaves and let it go. They've received news a Ronin had strengthened their ranks and were looking forward to meeting you. A group of myriad crusaders already headed out to Jack. You should hurry there and help them. Look, an emergency box. Wow. Bet that nut makes a tight fist. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? Charge them. Well placed. Heroes inspire in a way nothing else can. A flush seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's what you could call a wet disaster. You need to unturn the pipe tighteners to drain the flush stool. That's what you could call a wet disaster. You need to unturn the pipe tighteners to drain the flush stool. That's what you could call a wet disaster. You need to unturn the pipe tighteners to drain the flush stool. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. Should protect your legs. Odd things lurk in the darkest parts of the underworld. This corner of the world is called Bricktown. Let's see. Never. You need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's spiraled out of control. You need to turn the pegs in sync. That's spiraled out of control. You need to turn the pegs in sync. You really put a spin on it. Listen to the creatures of the night. Well, looks like the Fry Sparker's knobs need to be in sync if you want to get the hardware working. Just a few moves left. Make them count. It's not the Fry Sparker that's the problem, it's what's put into it. Get the knobs in sync to make the hardware work. It's not the Fry Sparker that's the problem, it's what's put into it. Get the knobs in sync to make the hardware work. It's a Fry Sparker mindset. Boom! You got something. It's not exactly what you wanted, but you got it right away. Give your eyelights a chance to adjust to the dawn. A perfect fit. Once you're a bit more seasoned, you can try again. You found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for all the trees. You're feeling mighty low. Nice shot. It's starting to add up. That's a Jagni tribe outpost. Breathe in all that nature. You've used up all your key energy. Neutralized.
Eva säger du var nog så.
Says they don't have any.
Itu lugar så.
Understand? Mercadorpa's outpost, a Jagni tribe stronghold. Let's see. Says it's time to set the outpost.
You don't have no book.
Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. That hit the spot, wrecked it. Twirly wheel works that drain pipe. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Didn't line them up just right. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Everything's clocking together. Never know until you try. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. They never lost hope you'd come, but weren't sure if they'd last long enough to... Won't hesitate to carve out some revenge. A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Better stay clear of the red ray. Here's the second line of defense. The red means danger. Timber. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switched off the light. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it. Then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close, though. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
What?
Says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You've earned the privilege of... Hopes you'll use it. Out of date says he's doing his best to keep up, but from what he can tell, it seems you're making...
Loma Utulu Ba Yowo.
He had a feeling you'd get along with the Myriad tribe, but it remains to be...
Loma Utulu Ba Yowo.
Your negative outlook on life might just be what the Myriad tribe...
Nuekek Ujbar no Barke.
But... That doesn't sound good. Out-of-date's forebodings are justified. The jumbo puff needs to be taken care of. Gizmo is working on making his Mekton strong enough to endure the oxygen-deprived dead zone all the way out to the World Eater. feels good to be alive.
Papa Mofobak.
There's no time to waste.
Tamuk Gabamuk Tab.
Let's see. That's a gnote. Easy prey for Lupin. For everyone else, they're a perfect mount and easily tamed if they are kept fed. Give it a little pat. Go on. That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. Nice. Some barked wood scrap for you. It's the chug yard. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to say about them. The Toxanol Corporation used... The rail... You're on the right... Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Bomper Bonkers busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. One down soon. The gooing of the water in the ground is spreading. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. Let's see. Hold on to that. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bat. Oh, and he says he knows you. Gizmo remembers you as a knight. But Gizmo says he also... He understands... You still believe there's some good. He said...
Yes, that's the way. No arguing with that.
Sometimes your gut is...
Don't ever doubt yourself. You are number one.
Even the dark knows you're better than this.
Would like to know if you ever doubt the choices you made on the path. Figures... Hard to believe the world is actually... Understands why you're bent on finishing the world off. Supposes it's a mercy to make it faster. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. But that's not... Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here... He can't leave the underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone. So... You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the mectom... There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes. It all feels too tight. That's the leftover you're looking for. Nice view. Lights leaving. Smoothing. He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. He knows. The grease monkey's Mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. Even more brains. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to. A ladder would be better.
Bodse. In Mo. Diava. Tseni ne naften uvukshu iskualihan. Yoshkaba.
This one's impressed to see you out here.
Mushtaq bala.
Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to...
Owaksu japintanka kudu.
Out there with the monsters, it's kill or be...
Will sila bug.
You might have a steady aim, but you...
Waksandonia inan mahamale amanka.
It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do...
Will sila bug.
When it...
Will sila bug. Bestilka diava.
Says it's why...
Bestilka diava.
Gets why you're thinning the herd so hard, but he wishes you'd leave some monsters for everybody.
Seda in yahbodse.
Says you should give up.
Dana untiza fe kukakwana.
But enough...
Kukakwana. Baran udinamawa. Kuntu baran udinamawa.
He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output.
Muntea mastula. Fiona.
Says he's not sure, but if you're going to haunt something, it seems a waste not to eat it.
Silogo partinea falish.
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster haunter.
In Mo.
Fortunately,
Tomazakula imabela. Kalba. Silogo partinea kalba. Eskayamako.
says you stick to the haunting and shots present themselves later.
Lema.
Moog says you should go hunt for squips. You sound a little wheezy. Wait, it's the script hole-up. Place is just filled with critters. Fists of fury. Time to do it on your own. Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, they caused their own death. Oh, idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. Don't flinch away from this. It's your moment. You need to focus. Watch those teeth. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. A critical. Feel that power. That's the trick to traveling. Enough of that. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Better get a move on if you want to change things. He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mekton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well, Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now. He asks you to not even think about taking on the Jumbo Puff on foot. There's time to improve the Mekton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mekton with on your own. Thinks you're right. The world is ruined already. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Says it's about time you wish. Gizmo wants to help if he can. You need to help. Gizmo wants to. You might never want to leave the Mekton behind. Imagine that. You could just go to a place like this to get a proper meal back in the old world. Put that thing behind you. Lit! Someone will pay dearly for that. Your head is still spinning. Spring out. Keep on walking. Crack-a-doodle. Knock 'em flat. The day almost makes you want to smile. There's a place and time for everything, but for that city scenario, it's already come and gone. Itchy trigger. Subtle it is not. It's a wonderful way to travel. Getting out the tin can? Let's see. Bang Shelter 7B is still there, open and ready to shelter. You're low on health. Punch time on the home stretch. Wait a minute. Ray. Hot metal. Super effective. Kaboom! A great thing even better. That's the Mekton with the most. Go make the most of the day. fired up. Shot through. You might want to fall back. Now that's medicine. That's a jumbo puff with an appetite. Ain't no fuzz. Better put an end to it before it ends our world. The jumbo puff is kicking it up a notch. It's time for an electric performance. Bad feeling about this. It goes all the way down to the stomach. Start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. That's too close to the end station. Look at you, all pooped out. From this point on, there's no way forward but going back in. It's the comeback kidling. That's too close to the end station. Better move. Better pumped out than flushed down. Don't let it happen again. Wow, what a super-sized wormwind. That must be as big as they come. You see, it's what's on the inside that counts. That meaty Taurus is already offbeat. End it. Taurus is pumping at half a beat. You know what to do. Guessed it would go down with a throw-up. Can it really get any better than that? He thanks you for dealing with the You should go see Out of Date and find out what you can about the machine he's named the Ark. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed. The trees are not giving up, even as the world ends. Plastic scrap like that over there could be useful. Your energy is empty. dragged another. This area is blazing hot. You'd better have something that'll keep you cool if you're going in. The tribes need someone to unite them. That's not too bad. Says if we want to survive longer, the stronger you are, the longer we'll last. Nothing like exercise to get you in shape. Night falls like a giant around here. Spot that fixer-upper? Got to be something worthwhile in it. A real treasure. Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about, but says strangers with an attitude should be careful. Not sure if you're likable enough to be let in on it.
Libuma, limana.
Says you look...
Vopri, periklayal mabho.
Go get on it and run fast as you can. You run like the wind. Whatever you do it right, or don't do it at all.
Kawa pikula pacawa. So waro etwan zama tape waido.
Ah, some wood scrap. Always happy to find that. What doesn't kill you? That's more like it.